Good morning, my friends. Welcome to our Saturday morning training. And I don't know about you, but I am flat out beyond excited about what's taking place on LinkedIn. It seems like every day LinkedIn is adding another feature that makes it easier for you and members of your team to build a business. Now, both LinkedIn and network marketing are in the center of a perfect storm of opportunity that started 9 months ago with the spread of COVID-19. Now, I have been talking about LinkedIn and giving LinkedIn trainings going all the way back to 2010. Back then, I think I was the only one doing it, and they only had 90 million users. Today, they're up to 706 million users. Microsoft bought them in 2016, 4 years ago, and they've turned it into Facebook for professionals. And as a result, LinkedIn is growing faster every month. More people are joining. Network marketing, of course, because of COVID-19, is taking off. Network marketing companies are having the best year they've ever had. And top earners in their business are having their best year. Now, the process is simple. It's simple. Create a page, put yourself out on LinkedIn with a profile. Then start connecting with people, engage them in a conversation, discover what their problems are, and enroll the people that clearly need what you have. Create, connect, communicate, and close. And it's happening faster than I've ever seen. Now, Barbara Harrington is a life coach, a friend and a student, and she observed something the other day, and she sent me the message reinforcing what I have been telling all of you for years. So for all of you folks that jumped into your business or jumped into network marketing, and then it seems like there's a whole generation of people who have been encouraged. You want to be successful in network marketing, you got to have a blog. You got to have a blog. Well, you can't set up a blog right away. It takes time. And the truth is, as I've been saying, ever since that misdirection of a training has been permeating network marketing, you got to have a blog. You got to have a blog. Well, your LinkedIn profile is your blog. And so Barbara sent me this. Max, I posted something 5 days ago and it has 81 likes. The quote is, call me crazy, but I like to see other people happy and succeeding. Life is a journey, not a competition. And this definitely makes it easier to find people to talk to. Getting ready to see who these people are and if there's someone I want to continue to talk to. Normally, I write something and post a quote to it. I am using LinkedIn like a blog. I normally get 10 likes as an average, and I like to write. And I see just posting a quote is highly effective. Now, not only can posting a quote put you in connection with people that you feel in advance would clearly be interested in your business, but you could look at someone else's profile, see what they post, and start a conversation from that. It goes both ways. Both ways. Create a page, connect with people, communicate with them, and close them. Communicate and close. Communicate and close. That's what it's all about. Now, I just started working with Nate Scott on Monday. And he sent me this yesterday. Paid $4,900 for LinkedIn coaching with Max. 2 appointments, 2 presentations, 2 enrollments. Now, Nate is a really sharp guy, and I've really enjoyed working with him. and his wife. And he actually sent me, took a screenshot of the entire conversation from start to finish. It's textbook. He just followed the scripts. These people reached out to him, and he just went right down the line. There's the other one. Not only did he have the conversation, but he moved the conversation with Zoom to a live conversation, sign him up in the business. Jason enrolls 10 people in 1 week. In the past 1.5 days, I had over 200 friends join my page. I can't keep up with all the messages. 10 signups. 10. 1 week. Now, I've now trained my team how to change their page. Making one change on the profile gets people to react and respond, and then Jason starts conversations. Francisco is back after 21 years. 21 years ago, I was working with him when he was building a prepaid legal business. He jumps back into network marketing about 3 weeks ago. His first week, he sponsored 18 people. 2 weeks ago, he sent me this one. I recruited 20 people last week. When you master this process, now Francisco mastered the process on America Online. He was able to apply the exact same formula to every social network he's ever been on. AOL, MySpace, Facebook, and now LinkedIn. Same thing with Derek. 8 years ago, I worked with Derek, showed him how to prospect and recruit on MySpace. He comes back last month, 8 new people checking into my company just this week. Just this week. So fun, glad to be back with you, Max. No one trains like you. It's true. It's true. Chris is an executive director in Melaleuca. Has 2 conversations that resulted in 2 appointments. He couldn't believe how fast it goes. And of course, Carol gives 10 presentations over 6 days and enrolls 8 new customers. This is what we're talking about. I use that example of reaching into a bowl of candy and pulling out the green M&Ms, pulling out the yellow M&Ms. That's the way it works. Got this from Jennifer. Send you an update on how my business has grown since my last coaching session with you. I'll admit it was slow at first, until I got the hang of talking to the right people. Once it all clicked, applying everything you taught me, I signed up 18 people in August. Now people are asking me what I'm doing, asking to sign up with me. Folks, this process, whether you work with me one-on-one or whether you go into one of my boot camps, is changing people's lives. And it will change yours. There are new video and texting tactics, new video and texting features that will produce more sales on LinkedIn as well as Facebook. The more you jump into LinkedIn, the more you're going to realize that LinkedIn is Facebook for professionals, and it's better. It is absolutely better. All right, so Vivian says, Sales Navigator is making us go through more steps to get to the LinkedIn page when searching. Vivian, you must have missed the memo. They're not making it harder. They're making it easier. All right? They're making it easier. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here and actually, no, I can do it at the same time. I'm going to flip over here. Now I'm actually already logged into Michael's account because we're talking to a prospect. And before we look at his prospect, what we can do is we could address your concerns about Sales Navigator. So I'm going to unmute you for a minute. And we're going to jump over here to Sales Navigator.
Hi, Max.
Yeah, hey, Vivian. So what do you mean it's taking more steps?
Oh, well, when I search for, like, looking for opportunities / teachers.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
How about, well, actually, you should probably do it the other way. Teacher looking for opportunity. All right. And
I'm going to put United States and then...
well, wait a second. This doesn't appear to be right because there's got to be another filter in here because there's certainly more than 11. So let's do it this way. Let's just type in teacher. Okay? So we hit the enter key. Now we're coming up with 12 million, and again, there's got to be some other filter in here that is limiting the numbers. But we'll use this number, okay? So, right, so you come down here and we'll add a location and we'll say the United States. So there's 12 million teachers. 5 million of them are in the United States. All right. And
then I put the joined in the last 3 months.
Okay, so then we'll come down to the bottom and we'll look over here and we'll see who joined LinkedIn in the last 3 months. Okay, and so now we're down to 35,000. Okay, now 35,000 in the last 3 months means that all of these people are relatively current. So 1,000 posted in the last 30 days, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These are teachers. Some of them are new teachers. This person's been a teacher for 4 years. We'll find 2 years as a teacher. You'll find teachers that have just joined LinkedIn that have been teachers for 10 years, 15 years. Okay. So if you want to reach out to these people, remember, LinkedIn has 2 messaging features, Sales Navigator inbox and the LinkedIn inbox, and we don't want to communicate with people in the Sales Navigator box. We want to do it on the LinkedIn inbox. Okay? So walk me through the process that you've been using to connect with these people.
I must have picked somebody.
Okay, let's pick Lindsay down here. Okay, so what do we do?
They don't often have the little open for work thing. All this Sales Navigator will often sometimes say that.
Right, but
harder to find them.
Okay, all right.
I think I clicked on the name.
Okay.
The prospect's name.
Right. All right. So walk me. Okay. So you clicked on the name. You got a profile. Now what do you do?
Wow, it's not doing what it did for me. So normally I go to the 3 little dots.
Right.
And then click on LinkedIn. Wow, it's
view it on LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
So you're viewing on LinkedIn, so that you could now, but you don't want to message. We want to come over here. We want to follow her, and we want to hit the connect button.
Yeah, that's all standard.
Okay.
That wasn't what was happening. Maybe because my subscription was ending in a day or something, but it was like 3 and 4 steps to get to the LinkedIn.
Okay, now let's just step back for a minute because they've actually shortened the process. They've made it easier. So I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna hit the back button. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna go from here. I'm gonna hit the back button. All right, now the way to do it moving forward is you want to connect with this person. You know, it's only been on LinkedIn for 3 months. So you go over here to the 3 dots.
Mm-hmm.
Only now you don't have to view the profile. You can go right over here to connect. Type your, Lindsay, your page came up on LinkedIn as someone I should like to know. Let's connect. Send the invitation. All right, and then the invitation, the message will end up over on in your if you come over here and you go and look in your area here, the message, the connections you send out, it connects you right here. So everything that you do that way will end up in the regular LinkedIn. You'll be able to see when they type, what they've done. They've made it quicker. They've made it faster. I don't know why. So they've actually.
Maybe, go ahead.
No, maybe they've actually shortened the process.
Maybe it's because I always follow the person, so I had to, because the follow isn't on that little connect thing, that little new box. So I went into the profile again and it sent me around.
Well, right, but again, see, it's changing all the time, and because so many, they're changing all the time, and in certain instances, I almost sense a feeling of responsibility, because what I'm noticing, the proliferation of what I'm teaching, it blows me away how quickly people are adopting strategies that I talk about here, and it's spreading throughout the network marketing industry like COVID-19 spread throughout the world. It's blowing me away how people are grabbing on this information. So for all of you that are here for the first time, or for that matter, for all of you that keep coming back, you're not going to be the only person that is talking to a prospect. Let me just unmute James for just a minute.
Hey, Max.
James, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am super. So, last week it was kind of interesting. I didn't realize that you were talking to that guy about your Legal Shield business, but it was kind of interesting to see. I'm logged into somebody's account where he's chatting with a prospect, and it's the same person you were talking to.
Yeah, it was crazy because Dan reached out to me. He was one of those that I guess LinkedIn connected us or something, and I don't know if it would maybe because there's so much commonality between what you and I and the rest of your students are doing. I don't know, but I clicked on accept, and he came right back with thanks for accepting, and we went through the icebreakers and all the rigmarole, all the scripts. I followed your scripts right down the line.
Let's go over there really quick. Michael, we're going to come back to you. Now, I want you all to notice that James has the new LinkedIn, okay? In other words, you got a white banner up at the top, and you're going to notice in the chat field, you now have a camera which will hook you up to a Zoom. So we're going to come over here. And what was his name?
Daniel Lyon. Lyon.
Here he is. Okay. All right. So Dan is in the service, or at a service. He's open to work. And we'll come back over here. Okay. Been on LinkedIn for 10 years. Okay. You ask somebody how it's working for them, they're going to come back and ask you. You're congratulating him for his service. Have you been affected by COVID? Okay, what are you doing now? What are you looking for? So he's still trying to figure it out. But I'd like something I could do remote and make an impact on people's lives. What would you really like to do? Want to help veterans? If you don't build your dreams, someone will help you, hire you to help you build theirs. So sharing information like this is so important. What do you have? Okay. What thoughts do you have on the kind of business that might check all these boxes? Your own business, helping others, bringing your skills and talents to bear? Okay, if I could find something that ticks all those boxes, I'd be lucky. And, okay, so over the last couple of months, have you ever thought to turn to the internet? Okay, so he doesn't know anything about the business. You gave him a little bit. You're following the scripts, and ever spend time? Okay. All right, so basically you're all right, so he gives you his number. And he comes back. All right, so you ended up on the telephone, you talked to him, and did you do it by yourself, or did you have someone on the phone with you?
I did it by myself at first, and we were just basically, again, I was acting as the consultant.
Right.
You know, I wasn't trying to push any specific business. We talked about the fact that, you know, there are a lot of good companies out there, and the opportunities for various and assorted different types of services and products were out there. And I was just I was trying to provide him with information and not really be salesy, not try to be, you need to go this way, you need to go this way, and just let him find his way. And it worked out really, really well. We agree. He asked. He started asking questions about the two companies that I represent on there. And while we were on the call, his girlfriend is in Melaleuca, was in the car with him. So I kind of just, I talked around all the different companies and, told him, listen, if none of these work for you, I've got friends in many of the best companies in the industry, and I'll be glad to introduce you to anybody that you want to talk to. And we set up a second call, and on that second call, we talked about the different onboarding, the different exposure techniques, and we put him on. I sent him to the online. I sent him videos for both of the companies. He liked both of them. We kept going down the road, and eventually I put him on three-ways with Mike. Well, on a three-way with Mike Melia in Legal Shield, and they talked for 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just one. It was it was a really, really great call, and that was that was day before yesterday, and yesterday again, Daniel and I talked about, or Dan, he goes by Dan. Dan and I talked about some other things, and he asked me some more questions, and he's just obviously doing his due diligence. He's walking through it, and he said yesterday afternoon that he decided that he wants to go with Legal Shield, and set up a time today to enroll him.
Super. So Mike Mealy is your upline?
Yeah.
Well, and what was the other company you were talking to him about?
New You Life.
Okay.
It's the gel company. You've got
Right.
a couple students in it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and the beautiful part about this, like you said at the beginning, was you followed the scripts.
Absolutely, right down the line.
Yeah.
It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was textbook. Thanks, Max.
Textbook. And folks, this is what we're talking about. Textbook. All right? When you're talking to the right people, they give you the answers you're looking for, you keep the conversation going. If for any reason the conversation isn't going the way you want it to go, you got a little leeway, you got a little flexibility, but if it's not going the way you want to go, stop talking to them and start talking to somebody else. Because there are 706 million professionals on LinkedIn that you could be talking to. The more selective you are, the fussier you are about who you talk to. A, the more fun you're going to have, and B, the better the results you're going to have. So let's see, we're going to be talking to where did I see? Let me unmute him again. Now, let me just give all of you a little piece of advice. Tonight is Halloween, right? It's Halloween. And LinkedIn has become, in many cases, Facebook. And so if we go over here, LinkedIn has added GIFs. So the most popular GIFs come up. So we just click GIF, and there's a bunch of happy Halloween GIFs right here. So we could make it easy. We could just pick the first one that pops up, Happy Halloween. Or we could type in we start to type it in, and we can put in any of these, but it requires typing a lot of things. So one thing that you could do is you could take one that you like, you can right click, save the image on your computer so you don't have to type so much. So instead of going to GIF and then typing in Happy Halloween, just to bring these up, what you would do is you save it on your computer, and then you hit the attach a file icon down here, and save it in your downloads. You go over here, so it's 2 clicks. 2 clicks beating typing in all of those words. All right? Now, when you do that, you're going to come up with a GIF, a moving image, that's common on LinkedIn, right? So while a lot of people aren't using GIFs, a lot of people are. And so realistically, what we want to do is let's come up here. And tonight is Halloween, and there's also going to be a full moon. LOL. What are you doing, if anything, to celebrate? This is something that you could use to start a conversation, restart a conversation. And since we're talking about the full moon, what we did, what you can do, again, to stand out, to be different. You go over to Google Images, you type in Happy Halloween gift, and since we're mentioning full moon, Happy Halloween, we find this one over here that has a full moon. So we right-click, we save this image on our computer. This is another good one, as long as we're talking about full moons. Moving images. Then we come back over here and we upload the full moon and send it. Now this does two things. Number one, you stand out from your competition. You're different. And one thing that I saw, James, that you did very, very well, was how you kept complimenting him and thanking him for his service to our country. So, again, the interesting thing is that we found on yesterday that he was talking to a whole bunch of people, looking at a number of companies. You got him. You got him. And I think that Alex is, who originally we were looking at the conversation, he was talking to him, but Alex had a handicap. And the handicap was he'd already talked to a number of other people about the business, and he had a very negative attitude about the way you market. So he was trying to dig himself out of a hole, and you didn't have that problem. So let me unmute Michael, and
hey, Max.
Yeah. So who do we want to take a look at? What was it?
Mark Jackson.
Mark. I had a problem bringing him up before for some reason, so here he is.
Okay.
Okay, so you're talking to somebody that, again, another feature of LinkedIn that is going to make it easier for you to find ideal prospects is LinkedIn is letting people put this open to work frame around their photo. Now keep something in mind. According to LinkedIn, only 3 million people are using this. If we go ahead and click on the picture. Okay, looking for a new job? Get this frame by sharing your job preferences with all LinkedIn members. And somewhere along the process of doing this, there's a post that pops up and says, join the 3 million other people that are using it. Well, we're certainly not going to do that. But he's a regional sales manager. Team development, coaching, and hiring. And he worked for Sprint for 9 years. Now, Sprint just went through a merger. Before he worked for Sprint, so he worked for Best Buy. Mobile manager. Then he worked for Verizon. All right? So we're popping over here. He's been looking for a job since August, September, October. So he's been out of work for maybe 60 days or 90 days. Okay. Recently laid off due to a merger, looking for work. How are you? Well, what prompted you to get into retail sales and management? Okay, now, you know, we have those scripts about talking to whales. He's a whale. Now, what makes him a whale? Number one, let's come back. His company just went through a merger. He was a regional manager, responsible for 15 stores. 15 stores. Arkansas, Oklahoma, and metropolitan Dallas. Now, in addition to this, he also worked at Verizon, but managed a team of 10 sales consultants in a store. But his big connections are right here. Regional manager, and he was the national retail sales manager in these stores. So he knows a lot of people. Knows a lot of people that also went through the merger. All right. Now, we set up here. Okay, notice he really hasn't asked you anything about your business. This is all about him, which is the way it should be. Multiple states. So he has this unique situation where not only is he looking for work, but, oh, here it says, I'm doing good. My job hours are cut back, but thanks to my growing internet business, I may not have to go back to normal hours. What kind of job are you looking for? Congrats on the internet job. Sounds like it's going well. Now, we don't want to talk about what you're doing. We're going to bring it back to him. Now, remember, what did he say up here? Come back up here. Due to a merger. Okay? Mergers. Regional management. Okay. Now, this was, what was this, last week? Was this last week?
Yes.
Last Sunday. Okay. So first what we want to do, we want to get his attention, right? So we're going to pop over here. We're going to hit him with, we're going to wish him a happy Halloween. Right? And
That's right.
we're going to send that over. And then we're going to come back and we're going to pick up take this, pop it in there, come back over here, paste that in there. All right? Now you got his attention. He's getting a little ding on his LinkedIn that he's got a notification. Not only does he have one notification, he's got two. He gets a notification when you send him the GIF. The one turns into a two when you send him the text message. Now, unless he has kids, this really isn't going to, now you're going to be able to see when he sees this by...
Actually, sometimes that's not true, because sometimes you don't know if they've seen it. They might have seen it, but you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Well, you've got it turned on though, right? You got the feature turned on, right?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so let's get over there really quick. Let's go to your settings. And so we're going to come over here to communications, and we're going to come down here to the bottom. Well, it's on. Read receipts and typing indicators. So, yeah, under normal circumstances, you would see it.
Okay.
Okay? So now we're going to come back here. And now what we can do is we could ask him another question, which is, and let's bring it back to business, okay? It's unfortunate. Mergers. That when big companies merge, people have when big companies merge, they reduce staff. They reduce staff. How many people and so what company is he working with? He's working with, he was working with Sprint. How many people did Sprint let go? Remember, they don't need 2 sales staffs. Okay? Now, where are we going with this? Number one, he might know a lot of people that are in the same boat he's in. And so moving forward, we're going to follow the scripts We're going to follow this, well, in boot camp, and folks, we're ready to register. Registration is open for the November boot camp. You're going to follow the scripts on how to catch a corporate whale. And verbatim, okay? Just follow the scripts, find out what did he like about his job, what he was doing, what other industries is he looking at, and then, I mean, literally, we can see. Here's the thing: when you bring somebody like him into your business, okay, you bring somebody like this into your business. He doesn't have to come by himself. He can bring, you know, if they let go a lot of people, he knows people in these different stores that are also looking for work. The other thing that you have to realize is that this man knows all about network marketing. Okay, now sometimes people have a good perception of network marketing and they have a bad. So we have to take that into consideration, and all you have to do, let's come back over here, is follow the scripts, follow the line of questions that you're going to be asking him. See, there are all kinds of high-end people in management and high-end positions that are looking for work. They've been let go. There are also, of course, network marketers in companies that have shut down, or they've eliminated, they've pulled out of areas, or they're no longer, there's no longer an income opportunity for them. So between top earning network marketers looking for a home and all these different types of professionals, these are whales because they've all got circles of influence. They've got credibility. So we kind of remind you here where to find them. But then what you want to do is just simply follow. The secret is to closing more sales is asking the right questions. You just come down here. 3 questions. What prompted you to get into your profession? What did you enjoy the most about your job? What other positions would you consider in your next job? And from here, we have a whole series of questions. And where you're qualifying the person each time, and this is going to result in them taking a serious look at your business. All right, so basically, you're on a roll. You're starting to get, and you had a little bit of difficulty, I think, when you started identifying the types of people that you want to talk to, but you've got that down. Okay, you've got that down. You're targeting the right people, and what's going to happen, because it happens to everybody, is you're going to find that the people that you're talking to, because you know right from the get-go, right from the beginning, you know they have a need. Now it's a matter of learning enough about them to learn whether or not there's a fit. It doesn't take more than a couple of minutes to do it. And the one thing that all of you should have learned from this experience is that the people you're talking to, you're not the only person that they're talking to that's in the network marketing field. You're probably not the first person that you're talking to, because I can flip about your business. If I flip out of your account, okay, and I come back over here and I go into Alex, okay, and we come over here, we're going to go over to the message area, and let's just type in Dan. Let's just type in Dan. Okay. Now, as we come back up to Dan, we can come up here a little bit. And basically, what happened with Dan? Same thing. We're qualifying him. He's looking for an opportunity. I'm working with a company called ACN. He comes back. Talked to a couple of different individuals about ACN in the past. It didn't seem like a very good fit. All right. Dan comes back and he says, "Well, how long ago was that? 2 months ago." Now we come down here, we get him to, he's willing to take a look at it again, but he says I've narrowed it down to 6 different companies. Okay? And so it's right here. Isagenix, I don't think he meant Legal Zoom, he meant Legal Shield. If he'd have said Legal Shield, I would have thought of James, but the bottom line, but it's, I can't recall the other ones. But again, it's about who you're hooking people up with. And I'm not sure who Dan was going to hook, who Alex was going to hook Dan up with. James hooked Dan up with one of the top people in the company. If you talk to Mike Melia, who I know very well, or I knew very well, it's done deal. Done deal. Point I'm trying to make is when you reach out and you start looking for people to talk to, you're going to find out, number one, the main reason you don't want to have anything on your page about your network marketing business is, like I said, you're not the only person in your company that may have approached some of these people. And at the end of the day, what happens is if you come behind someone that is in your business and they have just messed up the entire conversation, and they know that you're in the same company, hey, they're not even going to listen to you. You end up getting shut down before here he is. Okay, so Patty, we're going to take a look at Dan in our mastermind session. I gave everybody a link. Let me give it to all of you again. Check the chat window. I'll put it in here. And let's just do one other thing. Gonna pop out of here because Francisco's back. And he says he's got another great story. So let me just pop in here. All right. And let's hear from Francisco for a minute.
Good morning, Max. How you doing?
Good morning.
Or good afternoon.
Yeah, really. So, how's everything going on your end? What's new?
It's going good. Family's good. Happy Halloween to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, just a couple days ago, I just finished talking to $2 million earners, and they're going to be pretty much in position to signing up with me. And the reason why I wanted to share this is that you know me pretty much right out of college, going out with my wife at the time, and then us getting married a couple years later, and then having fun, and then pretty much you see me blossom into the person with 2 young daughters. I would have never have thought 20 years later I would be speaking to $1 million earners in the network marketing business, and they will be listening to me and having a conversation. I was just shocked. You know, I used a lot of the terms you put down, your scripts, and I'm excited. I'm in position to closing $2 million earners. I am.
So what you're saying is you're using the scripts, the language that literally position you to be right on par with these people.
Right.
And you have one edge, of course. I'm wondering if you used it. You know, you have a level of expertise in social media that most of those people don't have. Did that come into the conversation at all, or was it just your...
It sure did. It sure did. Because I pretty much explained to them how I built my business, and they were shocked that, because they just didn't think it actually worked. They were shocked. I pretty much was explaining to them, listen, I just look at people's profiles. I determine who I want to speak to. I determine if the person I want in my business are at the level or better than me. And that was kind of like, I kind of sealed the deal with that, because they love that fact that there's someone that can train them and teach them that kind of skill set.
Yep.
And the fact that someone like myself that has access to you, they were just mind blown. You know, I told them I have access to Max Steingart. I will introduce you to them. You'll have a streamlined connection, and guess what? You and your whole team will be trained by him. But no problem.
Well, listen, congratulations. Do me a favor, write up a little description of that and shoot it over to me. And folks, for all of you, I mean, this is one of the things, by the way, that we talk about in our top earner retreats. And for those of you that are in the retreat, that were in the summer retreat, let me come back up here. All of the videos are in. This was the fall retreat. All of the videos are in. They're up. They're loaded. The 90-day game plan is here. But what we've done is, for one thing, we've added. These are $1 million earners who they're coming back. Margie Aliprandi, who's an icon in the industry, did a training 15 years ago. And over the summer, she came back. And she's with Modere. And they're using three-way calls. They're doing chats, just like you do a three-way call with an upline. And right now, she's working with me because she's really excited about the power of LinkedIn. So for those of you who get into this early, You can dazzle $1 million earner with your knowledge and your expertise. So in addition to this, okay, this is in the bonus section. We also added. We also added at the end of the first night, I threw in a bonus session on some success stories that folks have had. Additionally, the PowerPoint for our $1 Million Mindset session has been upgraded, or updated, I should say. But right here, you have information. You didn't have to be there live. Most people are coming back. They're watching the videos. This is what we taught, what the top earners in your business know. But unless you're in their organization, you're never going to hear any of this information. So I put in the link in the chat window. You can register for boot camp. You can register for the November boot camp, which starts on the 12th. But if you register, you can get started right away. And in addition to that, we're going to give you a seat in our February boot camp. Now February retreats, because they're all different. They're all different. We have different times of the year. There are different scripts. Our November and December boot camp, just like we demonstrated an easy little script for. We have a half a dozen scripts for goal setting, right between Christmas and New Year's. The holiday strategies, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Kwanzaa, all of those things are unique to that particular time of the year. But the one thing that is going to work for you all year long, and it's huge, is the fact that there are so many people today, so many people who are struggling. They're out of work. They can't get a job. And I'll get back there. And LinkedIn is going to be your tool to connect with all kinds of wonderful people. So I put the link to the mastermind session there. Also the link to our Sunday night session where we're going to introduce some of the newest tools that you can use for LinkedIn. So until next time, best of luck in building your business. God bless.